Hello YouTube! 'Tis I, RootNegativeOne, and for those who are new to the channel, I work part-time at an astronomy organization in Kenya called the Traveling Telescope. In this video, I race the KSP Pro OK Plan B to complete major milestones of the Cold War space race. Go check out his channel and drop a sub. Stick around to the end of the video to see who will win this challenge.
It's back into KSP with us, and today, because I got slighted on that last challenge, I came up with one. You may have, the eagle-eyed, may have noticed that when I sent you that save file, it was called Space Race. So, we're going to be recreating the beautiful space race of the 1950s, 60s, and 70s between the USSR and the US. So I have a list of little milestones that we need to reach here, and I'll read them aloud. So the first one is... Okay. I just sent them in Discord, so you can follow along.
Oh.
Yeah, you're on your phone.
Yeah, got it.
So we need to launch an unmanned satellite into low Kerbin orbit, crash a satellite into the Mun, a Kerbal in the orbit of Kerbin and safely returned, get a Kerbal on a spacewalk in low Kerbal orbit and safely returned, as well as a spacecraft rendezvous in low Kerbal orbit, and then land Kerbal safely on the Mun and return them back to Kerbin. You get bonus points if you also make it to Minmus in the same travel.
Okay. Right, yeah. Okay, I'm liking this. I've got my gears turning. I'm happy, I'm ready to go.
Alright, and we'll go with a 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, perfect. How much control do you actually get with these things?
I believe there is no actual reaction wheels, and I think it only does prograde and retrograde.
Oh.
But to be fair, the actual first Sputnik didn't really do a whole lot, so... That's
totally fair. This thing is gonna look so wonky.
Hey man, they never made it look good in real life.
This is an accurate statement. Okay, so one interesting project that I've been working on in recent times has been... okay, so at this internship that I have at the Traveling Telescope, the astronomy organization, right? So the telescopes we have, I mean, they're pretty darn good, but they're not like amazing, right?
Okay.
So the only way to like really get better telescopes is if one just straight up makes a bigger mirror, right? And so it has been my journey to see if I can mangle myself like a telescope out of garbage, like sort of just random stuff.
Okay. Which
you wouldn't think would work, right? But actually, the plan that I came up with, so they're on, we don't have Amazon, right? But we do have this thing called Jumia. And it's like Kenyan Amazon basically, and it imports stuff from China. There are these little, like, things that they sell. They're mirror tiles. They're like little pieces of mirror.
Like the ones for, like, meant for bathrooms and that, innit?
Exactly, for bathrooms, yeah. And they're like little plastic, and they're like bendy and whatnot, right? And so my idea was just like get a bunch of those and like 3D print out backings for them and then make it like a mini James Webb. And it sounds really stupid. I get that.
I'm glad that you're actually self-aware of that, though.
But it seems to be working so far. It's just, I know the alignment is going to be a pain when it gets to that.
I can only imagine, though, like, the manufacturing, like, quality of each of them is going to make each one just slightly different on its actual, like, the physics behind it for the refraction, and it's just going to make it all funky.
The biggest concerning part, like, okay, I've learned that gaps in mirrors don't actually make a difference. What does make a difference, though, is like where your focal point is, right? And so if you're slightly misaligned, that'll move your focal point, and it won't be directing stuff straight into your eye. And that's the concerning part for me. Okay, so Plan B. Those little Sputnik things, they don't give you any SAS control.
Oh, cool.
Is it working well for you? Can you fly?
We do have like the very first crude reaction wheel of. Oh my goodness! No, the aerodynamics don't like just a bowl right on the top. Oh, well, that's not good. It's still.
I mean, I can definitely do it.
Yeah, it's possible. I never said that you couldn't launch the satellite aboard a manned vessel.
Oh, okay. That's fair. When your vessel accidentally rips itself to shreds.
It's just like, it's the KSP fashion, let's be real.
That's what it is. Oh, they're flags. I could lithobrain.
Oh no. I have the Prodobodyme Octo somehow. I did unlock some science, but I don't know how.
The Prodobodyme what? What does it do?
The Octo? It's another one of those like unmanned things, but I can't remember on what part of the tech tree it is. Oh, it's under electronics, which is unlockable with the current amount of monies we have. I guess I just overlooked it.
Under electronics?
Yeah.
Oh, electrics.
Electric, sorry. And
Oh, I overlooked that too. Okay, we might be chilling then. We might be good.
It's not got retrograde and prograde.
I can work with that.
Yeah.
I can work with that. I could do a Mun mission with that. That should be fine. So, I was running a planetarium show last weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I get one question consistently the most. And that's like whenever I'm doing whatever with this organization. People ask me what happened to Pluto, which I like that question because I love Pluto. And I really do think it should still be a planet. It's always a fun one to answer. I talk about how like Neil deGrasse Tyson was just feeling really salty one day, and so he was like, you know what, we're demoting Pluto. And everyone thinks that's very funny. It's always a good time.
Man.
So my unnamed probe is just like a number of parts clipped into a nose cone.
Oh, dearie.
Oh, the Kraken's gonna love this thing.
Oh, sheesh, okay.
Bit more.
You gotta... What's the TWR on this? Way more than it needs to be, sheesh.
Don't do that. I remember when you said that when your Dunacraft did bad things. I don't know, I was having trouble. I was like, it was late at night and I had to edit like a lot, and I was listening to that just one clip just a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that. So there were contingencies if Dart missed. Like if Dart missed, since like they could have come back around, is what I'm saying, in another orbit to hit it again.
How long would that have taken though?
I think a few years. Definitely would not have been quick. Yeah, it was definitely a contingency, and they were like telling us, like, guys, we all know that things orbit the sun and they can come back to hit it again, but like if it misses, don't say anything to the press. And we're like, okay, yes sir, yes ma'am.
I mean, good on them for getting it first try.
Yeah, I know, they hit it dead on.
It was impressive, and then it ended up, didn't it have like 3.6 times the amount of effect on the orbit?
It was significantly, yeah, it was a lot more than they thought it would be.
An orbit of the Mun, and just smack it into it and see what it does.
Oh, good lord.
Oh?
I'm maybe hot staging here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know how that happened. I think I put my I put my decoupler on backwards, so I just hot staged.
Well, I
don't do that.
I currently don't do that. I want that on a shirt.
All right. So it looks like we're pretty neck and neck right now.
It's just like the real space race.
Oh, please intersect the surface. Yes! Okay, first try. I didn't even have to do an adjustment. I am proud of myself.
You already smacked the Mun?
Well, I've got an intercept with it. All I got to do is time warp. We have...
Did you grab the peanuts?
Impact. Yeah, you know Mars, right? Everyone knows Mars. Mars is good.
Like the actual Mars?
Like the planet, like the real one, right?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
It was recently... it was recently in like opposition, right? So it was like on the opposite side to the sun of, like opposite side of the sky to the sun. Yes, I can speak. And which means it's also at its like closest point to Earth, right?
Okay.
And so the only trouble is usually these are good times to like take pictures of things in that part of the sky, especially if you get it right at the top of the sky at zenith. Then it's like the perfect like spot in the sky to take a picture of something. Anyway, the only trouble was the moon was also like a full moon and sat right on top of it during this moment of like its closest approach. Which means, you know, we can take a picture of it. But people got some really cool photos of it, like as it emerged from the other side of the moon. Mm-hmm. And it's like the moon and Mars in the exact same shot. And it's just, there are some incredible pictures of it.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw them, but
I actually witnessed it because it was like for a lot of North America and Europe that you could see the occult of Mars by the moon, and it was actually pretty sweet. This was like what, 2 or 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, exactly. Is that a stable orbit? Nope. That is cool. So where are you at?
I am currently building my Gemini 76 like vessel to come and rendezvous with itself.
So you say bonus points for Minmus. How are those bonus points going to be like assigned?
Well, I mean, if we both are able to, well, yeah, I guess I didn't really think of that because we're not really doing this on a point system. There goes my rockets in all its glory. Yeah, it's amazing what like the simplicity of early game here will actually do.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, like Kerbin is a lot smaller than Earth. Like you can sneeze on Kerbin and get into orbit.
That's fair enough. What is going on? Why am I... That's not very efficient.
Oh. I just really did a silly.
Oh no, what's the silly?
I was trying to catch up with this craft, and then I realized I'm in the exact same orbit because I didn't fully circularize the one as the other one. Okay.
Ah, that's what it was. The Kraken was trying to take over my craft.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, I love that. I love when I separate SRBs and they just smack each other right behind me.
I wish I was saying more interesting things right now.
It's alright. I think we both learned from the last time we did something like this. It's pretty hard to commentate, conversate, and play.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would say within like 10 meters of the other vessel.
So 8.5 meters is fine.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. And then what do I need to do? Spacewalk? Okay. Valentina, go EVA. Go wave to Jeb. So I just gotta rendezvous, EVA, and now I can deorbit both of them?
So you have them in the orbit, spacewalk, and rendezvous. Yeah?
Yeah, alright, cool.
Alright, and then we have separation of my two craft. Cool.
Oh.
You good?
So, okay, I only have to land the Kerbal, right?
The Kerbal must be returned safely. The craft can be destroyed.
Okay. Because I accidentally just destroyed my parachute with hyperwarp. So I've become an expert pilot with these things.
Alright, so I have two craft in the orbit of Kerbin, and it's time to try to rendezvous them.
So this mic is not actually mine. I stole it from a friend, who might actually be watching. Hi. And I borrowed it for a physics experiment and then just literally never gave it back.
Man, I love that. That's
Yeah. Power move, you know?
But like actually.
So, I've got a video that I'm gonna record at some point, I guess. Going. I want to release it on Christmas Day. I made a Christmas tree with fireworks and everything.
No shot.
Yeah, I did.
I did the same thing.
No way. Where are you sending it?
I was just gonna send it into space. There's gonna be like a quick little like 2-minute
Oh, okay.
video.
I was gonna do a little farther than that because I discovered something interesting. Laith has polar ice caps.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that.
Are you gonna try to land it there?
Yeah, I'm gonna land it there, North Pole of Laith.
What did I say? It was under 10 meters for a rendezvous to be successful?
Yeah, under 10 meters.
Alright, cool. I'll take 7.3.
Nice. You did better than I did.
Alright, and then retrograde on orbit and just send it. Oh, actually, let me do...
Send it.
Alright. Plan B Kerman has now seen what it feels like to be in space.
I love that.
You know, sometimes I think the water has a bit better of like an impact tolerance.
This is true. But, I mean, as long as you load it down with parachutes, it's usually fine.
You really like them parachutes, huh? Whoa, what just happened?
Yeah,
Oh.
like, you really put my video to shame, to be honest, with your editing. Though, that was impressive.
Oh, I thought you meant like I shamed you with my editing. I was like, no, I try to be fairly unbiased with it.
Oh,
Gotcha.
No.
Oh,
Okay,
do we have a death?
we do.
That was a the list that I was looking at listed the like first person to die in space as one of the major
Nobody has
milestones.
died in space.
Well, I think it was died in the return of space or something like
Yeah.
that with the
That
Russian
they have.
cosmonaut. Oh, I'm still on.
I made a whole video about how, like, Earth kills how Earth kills people and we should all go to space. That's a really silly video. That was a good one, though. I'm quite proud of that. There's a giant billboard here in Nairobi that I drive past every so often that says, it says shit happens, but with the S and H, like, replaced with random ASCII. You know how it is, like a star and a question mark or something. And I drive past it every time, and I'm like, how do people get away with... And then there's another one. These are like insurance billboards, right? And there's another one that says, oh, duck, 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 duck. And the entire
That's so
billboard is
funny.
just duck. And then it's like, don't get ducked, get insured. I'm like, seriously?
That's pretty good.
Oh. Wait, I don't have engine sound.
Oh no! Last time I learned that was the precursor to the game shit itself. So be careful.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a quick save. I was starting to get really, really concerned that that your challenge was gonna have something to do with like space planes, and I've never built a functioning space plane in my life, so that would have been disastrous.
Well, good to know. Now I know to do that next time.
Yeah, now you know how to mess me up.
To be fair, they also did like think about if they wanted to do a direct descent or
Yeah, the Saturn
Apollo
8.
stuff. Yeah, for like they had that like not argument, but they had that conversation for I think it was like
Discussion.
4 years, 5 years.
You know,
Calculated.
you can change in what environment the delta V is calculated, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah, okay.
the craft that I have
Still
built,
not
and
giving
again,
me good things.
well, it's telling me I only have like just a little over 3,000 meters a second, but that's really only taking into account everything in the thingamabob, the atmosphere of carbon. In total, I have like 7,000 if it was in a vacuum. So, oh my,
Yep. Okay. Revert.
I've-
Not revert flight.
my what?
What happened?
My my rocket ship just like touched its own head with its butt.
Oh dear. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. As soon as I dropped all my SRBs, it said, "Ooh, I want to touch my toes, please." Did you ever see that the they were thinking about trying to do an Apollo mission to I think it was Venus?
Really?
Yeah, after they did the first moon landing, they started up like the what do they call it? The Apollo Applied Missions committee or something like that.
Okay.
And one of the ideas that they had was,
Go to Venus.
yeah, a manned.
Oh, is that
mission.
the Havoc missions?
I don't know the name of them. It might be.
Yeah, I think those were called the Havoc missions. Well, I mean, it might be a different program that you're thinking of, but to put like airships into like the atmosphere. Is that what you're thinking?
No, the one that I'm
That's
thinking is
something
literally
else?
just taking like the Apollo CM and everything, making the necessary like adjustments, and then just sending it off with 3 people to Venus.
Interesting. Okay. Because I know there was a series or like a mission concept for a while called the Havoc missions, which I think stands for like high altitude Venus something.
Heck yeah.
And yeah, the idea behind it is since Venus has that one sweet spot in its atmosphere where it can like, where it's got like, you know, like Earth atmospheric pressure and like relatively Earth-like temperatures. Have you heard about this? This is kind of ridiculous.
I don't think I have.
Hold on, I'm taking off from the mun and I'm sort of finagling it really badly.
Oh, so you've already landed.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm still just trying to get off Kerbin.
Okay. Yeah. So there's this like, so the Venera probes, the ones that the Soviets landed on the surface of Venus, they discovered something really interesting about Venus's atmosphere. They released these like weather balloons into the air, and the weather balloons found that at this really specific point in Venus's atmospheric height, like the point where it's approximately Earth atmospheric pressure, it's high enough in the atmosphere that like the temperatures are like 50 degrees Celsius tops. And so what's really weird is that like if you had airships floating around, you could have people walking around on deck without spacesuits.
That's
Like just with oxygen masks.
That's kind of nutty.
That is very nutty, I find.
My goofy little rocket doesn't quite be doing what I was hoping.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, and if you're already returning, it sounds like you may have beat me to this.
But I budgeted perfectly. I'm going to be entering the atmosphere with 57 meters a second.
Ooh,
That's pretty tight.
that's kind of spicy.
Yeah. Alright, that's close enough. Haha, there we go. Yeah. Ooh, spicy.
That's a spicy meatball.
I got some very spicy fireworks.
I'm launching, and this will be my final launch. I'll see if I can make it to both the Mun and Minmus. And if not,
And
then
we have touchdown. Cool.